Debbie from Daytona Climbing Company. I'm the manager here, and I'm with Jennifer today, and we're going to talk about climbing, and this is Friendship Friday. How long have you been climbing for?
I have been climbing consistently for about a year.
Oh, nice.
Inconsistently for longer than I'm willing to admit.
Where did you first learn to climb?
I first went climbing in Agwee
Okay.
in Longwood with a group of friends, and we just kind of went there every once in a while, and I learned the ropes. Yeah.
Knee slapper.
Yeah, but it was a little far, so I couldn't go very
all the
consistently.
time.
Yeah, so.
Okay. What would be your preferred type of hold?
I've learned to like crimps a lot because I have these tiny hands, and people seem to be very impressed when I match on a crimp.
Yes,
So
the little piano.
yeah, yes. So I really like crimps, and then obviously a jug is always something nice, sturdy to hold on to. Take a breath.
Yes, like
Rest.
a warm up.
Yes.
I like when it's a mix of crimps and jugs. So like in the middle, you're like, ooh, nice rest. Now crimp.
Yes.
Tell us about your perfect route.
My perfect route. Well, I like a lot of like different movements in one route, so I really like your guys' like overhang cave thing. So you start underneath and you're usually, a little upside down and you have to be really strengthy.
Yes.
But then you have to use your body to turn a corner, and then it's a slab, and then you have to balance. And usually some crimps.
Yes.
Yes, so I really like, anything that I have to use my whole body, different movements all the way around.
I have to say, you're pretty good at the cave area.
Yeah.
I always say you do the hardest ones over there. You're welcome. Let's talk about chalk, liquid or powder.
I like both. I have powder most of the time. I like really, really fine powder because I feel like it stays on better.
Yeah.
I like to use liquid chalk when I have like flappers, so I can go around it and not get chalk in.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah,
Sometimes
and
just wing
then
it.
anytime I have a lot of tape, also I like to use liquid chalk because I can go like around the areas and kind of pick where I put my
I didn't
chalk.
even think about that. So
Yeah, but I mostly use powder just 'cause, and I also like to do that thing.
Oh yeah, the cloud.
Yeah.
What is your favorite feature of the gym?
My favorite feature is now the 10-degree wall, especially with what you guys did with that, with all the routes. It's almost like a splash wall, but it's got like a sense to it. I really love that. That's awesome. It's like variety, a lot to do.
The 10-degree.
One spot. 10 degrees is nice.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite. It's like right in your face, but you're using a lot of leg and balance. And especially with so many holds, you're like, okay, let me go around all this.
Yeah, and it's nice when there's a lot of people on the main wall.
Yeah.
You can just take a break over there, and there's a lot to do over
I know,
there.
it's so separate, so that is very nice, especially with so many routes on one wall. You get to just separate and have a lot of time over there.
And it's such a simple little wall, but like you can tell you guys are going to get really creative with it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I'm really excited about that.
It's probably a shorter wall, but I feel like the moves are always so like technical, and you're really working with it. Yeah. Why do you choose Daytona Climbing Company?
Well, you guys are like 4 minutes down the road from my house.
Yeah.
So I have no reason why I was late today, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, you guys are super close. I remember when I heard you guys were opening, I was so excited because I would have to drive like 45 minutes to go climbing. I can only do it on my days off, which is only 2 times a week. I wanted to get better. So I was really excited when you guys were opening. When you guys were having your open house, I was at work and I left for a lunch break so that I could come here and like do the open house and sign up and get my early membership.
I love that because I know what time you work almost every day because I'm like, oh, she's about to be late. She needs to go.
Yep.
Yeah, you push that boundary so much sometimes.
I do.
You're like, I gotta get this route before I can leave.
It's so convenient though, like you're right down the road from my house, right down the road from my job. Like I can pop in between things that I'm doing throughout the day. It's awesome, yeah.
Climb on. What are some of your goals in climbing?
I really want to get comfortable enough to where I could go outdoors and climb. I want to start taking trips, learn climbing. I want to do like lead climbing, learn all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want to get better so I can go outdoors and not look silly.
I think you're pretty strong, so I think you're
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I think you're ready. Why do you climb?
I always tell people that it makes me feel like a little kid climbing trees again.
Yeah.
Like I was one of those kids that was climbing over everything, like rocks, caves, trees, furniture.
Yeah, I look at trees the same way now. I'm like, I think I
How
can
could I
climb
Yeah.
that.
Like I'll look at something, I'm like, what is the most difficult way that I can get to the top of that thing?
I saw the wall outside. I was like, I think I can climb that wall.
Yeah. It just makes you feel like a kid.
Yeah,
I love
like
it.
What impact has climbing had on your friendships?
Well, I've made a lot of really great friends, including you.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I'm gonna also shout out Amy. Hi, Amy. I went to middle school with her, and then I randomly saw her here one day, and I was like, Amy, is that you? And then ever since, she's like become one of my closest climbing friends, and she's close to my height, so we really encourage each other. And
Yes.
another thing that I like about this gym particularly is everyone is almost in the same climbing range.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 grades within everyone else. So it's really encouraging, and like people, they don't care, what level.
Yeah, I think we're all growing together, which is really nice.
Exactly,
We're
yeah.
all getting stronger together.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm
it's just like
catching
you're
up.
rooting for other people, and you're also like rooting for yourself at the same time, because
Yeah.
you're all working on the same thing, and like,
Yeah, and then you can have a little friendly competition too.
Yeah.
It's like, who can get this first? And
Yes.
then like help each other out. What would you say to someone thinking about joining our community?
Definitely do it. I always tell people it's such a great workout. I wasn't very active before I started climbing, and I'm not a very athletic person, I'd say, but I feel like I impress myself when I climb, and I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about how far I can push myself, how strong I can actually be. I'm on the smaller side, and that hasn't really held me back. So I would just encourage anybody that wants to see how far they can push their body to try it. And also it's fun, and you don't really realize that you're pushing your body until you get home and like the next day.
Yeah, it's a sneaky workout. That's what I tell people. You're just having fun, and then you're like, oh wow, my arm's sore, my legs kind of hurt.
But it's so, like, you look at something, you watch somebody do something, and you're like, there's no way I can do that. And you just try it a few times, and you get it, and you just surprise yourself, and it's such a good feeling. So I would encourage anybody that wants to impress themselves to try
I've been
climbing.
seeing you get a lot stronger.
Yeah. You too, I've been seeing you get a lot stronger.
Thank you. Well, I think that's it for the questions.
Cool.
Thank you for coming out, and this has been Friendly Friday, Friendship Fridays.
Friendship. But we are rather friendly, so.